the examples are obviously are the things on which some of us here have worked a lot. One of them is David, the other one is myself, on war as business. The recent war, particularly in Iraq, was obvious there. I mean, the combination of war, of military force, and business was incredible there, to the point that we couldn't even distinguish anymore what was business and what was war. The mercenaries, remember, the killings and the civilians and so on and so forth. The robbery. And there's also another argument that war itself is not only was it criminal in itself because it was against international law, but it was criminogenic as well. So war, a situation of war created more opportunities for more corporate crime. And if you go and look at the fraud and the money stolen, the killings done, so basically war itself is a crime, but it's criminogenic as well. Which reminds me of Bonga. He's the only one, classical criminologist, Willem Bonga, who wrote about war and crime. And he says exactly this thing. War is criminal not only for those who fight it, but only for those who don't fight it, he says at one point. So all this stuff gives the paper a bigger, long thing. But the thing I'm curious about to conclude is this new idea. There's a new development now, obviously, in the military doctrines. And it is interesting to see what this new, in very brief summary, of course, this new military doctrine is, and how a parallel development of business can occur, because it's very interesting. If you look at what now we call the international manhunt strategy, you've all heard about this. It's this new strategic doctrine which breaks away from conventional warfare. The old warfare was this conceptual framework formed by the fronts, by linear battles, and face-to-face confrontation. Now we've got manhunt doctrine, which obviously faces small mobile groups, non-state actors, as they call them, and obviously opposes them with small flexible units as well, launching targeted attacks. So we no longer have something which is likened to duel, the old duel, with two fighters facing each other. But we have now a shooting party, I would call it. It's a shooting party. It's like a hunter who tries to kill and a prey who attempts to flee. That's what we're talking about. Look at the killings of Bin Laden, for example, or of many more like this, the state-sponsored killing. So tracking the enemy here is the priority task, and entails a thorough examination and surveillance of the prey's social networks, including possible hideouts located beyond the jurisdictional boundaries of the pursuer, because you go beyond your own country. So the body of the enemy at this stage, it becomes the only battle zone. It's only the body of the enemy, the real battle, wherever the enemy is. And paradoxically, this zone extends in a limitless fashion, turning the whole world into a battlefield. Because, the hideouts are scattered all over the world, so you can kill anywhere you want at this stage. So, so the classical distinction, if you like, is erased between armed conflict zones in which the use of weapons is allowed and other zones in which they are not allowed. So these targeted assassinations require the reinterpretation, obviously, of international law, and with the aim of authorizing arbitrary extrajudicial executions. So it's the manhunt doctrine, therefore, is a form of state crime that restructures the legal and the political spheres while playing a legislative role. So basically, they create a precedent, which then may be followed by a law. So they create laws by committing crime, basically. That's what. And what does it do? It normally thrives on confusion. The confusion being because you address a very chaotic gray area in which you don't know whether this is allowed or not. So it's a thriving on chaos, thriving on confusion. Well, the same expression, thriving on chaos, we you'll find in business. So you already have a manhunt doctrine in business as well, as far as I can see. In business, the notion of thriving on chaos has entered management theory as well. And international confusion is exploited to create and shape the marketplace in locations previously regarded as impenetrable. Skilled competitors will ride the whirlwind of chaos, this is a quote from a manual, and the tempest will sweep the losers away. That's business, it's no longer war. So thriving on chaos means that we cannot shout to safe harbor, for there is none. Every corner of the world, every political turbulence and human and social crisis offers business opportunities. I'll stop here. Thank you very much.